And we are turning our attention now to local protests going on. News 8's Leon Hendricks is live in the middle of it all in Grand Rapids. Leon, what are you seeing tonight?
Just a powerful moment just unfolding here in the middle of Fulton Street, right outside of the Grand Rapids Police Department, where the Grand Rapids Police Chief came out here and did what protesters had been asking him to do for some time and joined with them. He said once they had an organized effort and he had a chance to discuss with them and it was a permitted organization that he would take part, and we saw that happen. He, along with the Kent County Sheriff, both participated in this and took a knee in the middle of this crowd shouting, "I can't breathe," with the sea of people that is gathered here along Fulton Street. There are hundreds of people here. Now, before this moment, they had been gathered all along the street. In fact, I still think some are gathered up and down the streets, all along the sidewalks, a really long line of people that really want to affect change. We see signs here saying, "I'm still here. Everybody versus racism. I'm still here." Those are the signs, those are the messages, and today the leader of the largest police department in West Michigan joined with them in protest. Listen.
And again, I just want to say thank you for having this. I appreciate you for allowing me to participate.
Of course.
Again, I will work with anyone that's looking to make change in a positive way, and you have my commitment to meet with you. Okay. So thank you.
I'm back here live here. You see there's still quite a gathering. The chief is still out here along with some of the other leaders from the area and, of course, the members of the public. You know, there's a big focus, as you can imagine, given what we've been through in West Michigan over the past several days, on keeping this peaceful. This demonstration is set to end at 5:45, and they're really hopeful that this crowd will disperse at that time. But right now, the protest has been peaceful, and it seems that a lot of folks here, given as suggested by the applause and the excitement and the cheering that we've heard here, seem to feel that this was an important step that happened here just moments ago, right here in the heart of downtown Grand Rapids. We are reporting live. Leon Hendricks, News 8.
Leon, you really do get the sense of a shift there with less anger and more of a cooperation. Are you getting a sense there that more people are pleased with the response from the police department today?
Absolutely. That is definitely the spirit. I heard people thanking the chief. They seemed excited that he was out here. It really seemed like an important symbol. And the chief was down on a knee with the deputy chiefs behind him. But there were some people who were yelling and wanted something more in terms of an answer from the chief, wanting what is going to change, concrete solutions. And those types of answers are going to have to come from that department in order to keep this ball moving, so it seems. Sue?
All right, Leon Hendricks reporting live in the middle of that protest. Brian?
And continuing with our team coverage downtown, News 8's Lindsay McComo. And Lindsay, you've been hearing us talk, obviously, a different tone and tenor out there today.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Yeah, Brian, that's exactly right. So we are east of where Leon is situated at Sheldon and Fulton. Now, what just happened while you were speaking with Leon, the crowd here took a knee and are now chanting, "I can't breathe." I'm going to let you listen in.
I can't breathe. 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 I can't breathe.
Now, this statement happening right now to symbolize the 9 full minutes that George Floyd was on the ground prior to his death with a knee on his neck. This was set up by the organizers of this protest, that the crowd would take a knee for 9 minutes to symbolize that. As you can see here, the crowd continues east up Fulton. We see people in Drone 8 was up earlier as far as College. So really this crowd just expanding the entire length of downtown Grand Rapids. Of course, the crowd here and the protests that we've seen across the country in response to George Floyd's death. We did hear that update just this afternoon on the charges that the former officers do now face, in addition to those, the 3 officers who are now charged for the first time, in the update to the charge of the officer who was on the ground with his knee on George's neck. We did get some reaction to the update to the charges. Take a listen.
I can't breathe. 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 I can't breathe.
It's unfortunate that it took all of this for those decisions to be made by people that are higher up, so to speak. I feel like some of this could have been de-escalated had they handled the situation a little bit different too from the beginning. And you know, so it doesn't surprise me that more charges are brought as information came. You expect that. But what is great is that although tragedy happened, we're bringing the forum, we're having it be spoken about, and we're helping the next generation to hopefully make the changes that we need to move forward in this country.
Now, I do also want to direct your attention to where the crowd is cut off at. There are dump trucks set up in a police line here at Sheldon. The initial plan for this protest was that people would line the entire length of Fulton, with the police department, with GRPD headquarters being in the middle of that. So they, however, have blocked off a certain area in order for officers, and we do see some officers with the, or I should say deputies with the Sheriff's Department here as well, who are in place. This has been peaceful, though. The chants you hear right now are the reason why you see so many people in downtown Grand Rapids right now. As the chief mentioned to Leon when he just made an appearance with the Kent County Sheriff, this was an event that did get a permit ahead of time. There, of course, is no longer a curfew in Grand Rapids. That was lifted yesterday. So it will be interesting to see how long people stay out here today to demonstrate against police brutality, for justice for George Floyd. We do know that the event itself is scheduled to go until 5:30. Of course, we know previously, unfortunately, especially specifically Saturday evening in Grand Rapids, the peaceful protest ended. Those protesters, demonstrators left, and that is when we saw riots start. That is something that's been addressed consistently by those who have been speaking here at the corner of Sheldon and Fulton this afternoon, saying that they are here to be peaceful, to get their message across. And they ask those if they see anyone who may become destructive or is exhibiting violent behavior to try to interfere, to stop them, and make it clear that that is not the purpose of today. I'm going to let you listen again. People are now standing up and chanting more. Take a listen.
No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. They will call in for backup because this crowd has gotten bigger if you look around. Let's make them understand that this is our community. This is what we stand for. Hands up.
Okay, again, it is important to note that this was a planned protest. It was organized and scheduled. The chief of police saying on Monday that he had every intention of taking part in this particular protest. News 8's Leon Hendricks in the middle of this as well. Leon?
Susan, good afternoon. Yes, we are out here in the streets. As you know, Kent County Commissioner Robert S. Womack, local radio host and activist, and certainly someone who has been one of the loudest voices calling for police reform long before all of this took place. Tell me your feelings after the moment that we saw unfold here in the street tonight.
Just to see these marches over the last decade go from 100 people to thousands of people, to see the chief come out and join the march and the person who organized it talk about coming together to resolve issues, I think it was a big step in police-community relations. My hats is off to the chief today.
What kind of change do you think that symbolism can affect?
It lets the community know that just because you wear a blue uniform doesn't mean you agree with everything that somebody in a blue uniform does. Grand Rapids Police Department Chief came out to show his respect for George Floyd, and I believe it's going to be a positive move forward. I believe hopefully we'll begin to get some subpoena powers for the Civilian Review Board to make things even better here in Grand Rapids.
And that's what I got a sense of as the chief were here. There were still some voices. In fact, a few minutes ago, we heard some folks kind of flaring up saying that they're not satisfied, that they want to see real action. What do you think has to follow this moment to keep the ball rolling?
Some policies have to be changed, some of the training, sensitivity training, but we also have to let people know that that change, it may come within days, it may come within weeks or months, but it has to happen. Enough is enough, but it's not going to happen in the 30 minutes to the hour we spend here today. The organizer did a great protest, and now you're getting a chance to see in real time how others will try to hijack your protest who came down here with their own agendas. We came in peace. I'm asking everybody to leave in peace.
You saw what developed on Saturday. You were there when all of this happened. It started out peaceful. This has started out peaceful. Are you concerned in the hours ahead? And what can you say to these folks who have gathered here to try and keep this from devolving into something else?
Saturday, the organizers of those protests did a great job with their peaceful, silent march. At the end of the night, people who came that weren't even a part of the protest, and they did some damage. Today, I can see that this crowd is not going to be overswayed by those that want to take it the other way. We came in peace. I believe we will leave in peace. The majority of people were happy to see the chief and city officials not only come out and embrace the crowd, but kneel with the crowd and protest the brutality, police brutality.
And you were knelt right there with them. Your message to those officials what you want to say publicly to those officials who did finally take part in this?
Don't talk about it, be about it. That was the first step coming out today. It was symbolic, but now it's time to change those policies. Don't talk about it, let's be about it. And I'll be in City Hall making sure those wheels get turned.
All right, Commissioner Robert S. Womack, thank you so much for taking your time. Good to see you. As you can see, there's still quite a crowd here. We have heard some folks get a little bit on the hostile side, and other folks who are participating and wanting to keep this peaceful have quickly engaged them and stopped that type of behavior. So we do see the crowd starting to disperse as it's supposed to here during this 5 o'clock hour. We're live downtown. Leon Hendricks, News 8.
Well, so far it's as scheduled then, Leon. It looks like everybody came to make their voices heard. They've done it in what appears to be a constructive way and are now sort of clearing out. Is that the scene there?
Yes, that's exactly what I would say is happening. This whole area was filled in not long ago, and now we see that folks have moved along to the sides of the streets. Some are still carrying their signs, but it does seem that the crowd is starting to thin out. But by and large, you know, this has all been peaceful. Have there been some folks out here who have raised their voice and started saying, hey, we don't represent this, you guys represent the police, and they seem to try to pitch this into a different direction. But as I said, there's so many people here that I think are really focused on showing the community that this type of protest can happen without the violence, without the damage, that those folks are quickly moving in and putting a stop to any of that kind of rhetoric out here this afternoon.
Okay. Leon Hendricks reporting live tonight. Thank you.